Sakshi Singh. I'm a research scholar at the Faculty of Education, BHU. I welcome you all in a 1 week national level e-workshop on Indian College System for National Identity and Global Harmony. And on this session, today's session topic is the Indian Knowledge System for Achieving Viksit Bharat 2047. And for this session, we have a Professor P. Arunachalam sir. Sir is a former professor and emeritus professor in Cochin University of Science and Technology, and sir is a fellow of the Indian Institute of Advanced Study, Rashtrapati Niwas, Simla. Welcome you, sir, on behalf of Indian Research Scholar Association and all participants. Sir, over to you.
Shall we start?
Yes, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sakshi Singh, for your brief introduction. Good evening, one and all present for this important session. I think right from the inaugural session, Vikas used to share the discussions in the WhatsApp group, and I also used to share various Age to Z economics groups and generally even faculty members who are in the research institutions, universities and the colleges, themselves found a lot of difficulties in organizing online programs as well as offline programs also. But as a coordinator of All India Research Scholars Forum, we also took an initiative. This topic, quite commonly, everywhere discussing in our Indonesia advanced studies also. Last 1 year, I have noticed that so many seminars are conducted in the India's knowledge system, particularly not related to Viksit Bharat, but how what type of knowledge system India had. 2000 years, 3000 years back, and so a lot of discussions are going on. The new education policy 2020 also, clearly pointed out. We have to make use of. Or we have to look into the knowledge system we had in ancient India, Gurukul system also, including Gurukul system also, and so this is not, something, quite common earlier, but after 2020 national education policy, everywhere people are discussing, and many discussions are going on. Still now, discussions are going on about this topic, and I appreciate Vyas Kumar selecting that topic, and I have seen, the panel of experts who are coming and presenting their ideas, views is excellent. I used to share everything in various economics platforms, and so with this, I'm coming to the point. When Vikas asked me what type of topic, I can, what type of idea I can share with the youngsters in this platform. Generally, basically, I'm an economics professor. So, how the traditional knowledge system or India's ancient knowledge system could be used scientifically, systematically for the economic development. For future development of India, and whether the present government and though they introduced the new education system by including the traditional knowledge system, whether they wanted to use, the ancient policies programs to achieve the Viksit Bharat 2047. That with that point of view, just I want to share some ideas, and you can stop me at any time, because you can stop me. We can have a discussion. Then we go ahead to the topic. I am very much thankful to our moderators, Sakshi Singh, and Sunita Yadav, and also Ganeshi Lal for for moderating this session. So with this, I just want to go to the session. You would have heard a name Subramania Bharati, a well-known poet and patriotist from Tamil Nadu. In fact, the Subramania Bharati poem is highly, made use of then freedom fighters in Tamil Nadu and all over the India also. And in one of the poems, Subramania Bharati had stated that among all the countries in the world, among all the countries in the world, he made this statement before independence. He also died before independence. But before independence itself, he had made the statement among all the countries in the world, India is the best country to live because he did not see the he was a freedom fighter, but he did not see the freedom. But before India's independence, he made a statement that among all the countries in the world, India is the best country to live. This one statement given by our own freedom fighter and the poet Subramania Bharati, and his name is much familiar in Tamil Nadu all over India, because there are many universities in his name, Bharat University, like that. And another poet from same Tamil Nadu, he made his name is Kannadasan. What statement he made? What wealth is not available in India? Why we should beg other countries for our development? So in fact, he wrote the poem in Tamil, but I'm translating the same thing. What wealth is not available in India? And among which wealth is not available? We have the land, we have the ocean, we have human resources, we have knowledge, and we have geography, and we have literature development, and even scientific development, mathematics development, and we have agricultural wealth, everything. So India has everything in the world, and so why we have to beg foreign countries? Why we have to go and begging foreign countries for our development? And this also he made this poem in 60s, not now, even 1960s he wrote this poem. From these poets, what one can understand is that and how rich our country is. Even 17th century, I am telling that in the year 1700, in the period 1700, there are records stated that India shared 24% of the world wealth. The year 1700, I'm telling that 1700, 1700. Just before British captured India, that period. British was there in India, but not completely captured India. 1700 period, India. Had nearly 1/4 of world economy, GDP. I'm telling that, and so that wealth. Now, after British captured in India, that wealth reduced to at the time of independence we had only 4%. At the time of independence, how much wealth India shared among the world wealth is only 4%. But in the 1700 period, it was 24%. From this itself, one could understand how rich India was. Before British completely captured India. In fact, British took all our wealth. What I can say that there are so many estimates. Earlier, British took nearly 45 trillion worth of India's money to European economy. England. But recent there are other estimates. They have estimated that other. Scientific estimation calculate that this is not 45 trillion US dollars. It is around 67 trillion US dollars. So this much amount of money taken by the British who ruled India around 195 years. During this period, they took all wealth from India. Because of that one, by the time when British left India, what was the condition of India? India was a very poor country, not no major industries. Yeah, totally, one can say that after the 19 after 1900, after 1900 period and all, no major industries were started in India. Whatever industries were started only 1885 period, 1885 period to the First World War period. During this period only, the British started some cotton industries, jute industries, some tradition pay require industries, something like that. Otherwise, not major industries were started in India because uh, the British did not want India be industrialized. They wanted to make use of our raw materials. I mean, so that they took all our raw materials to England. They brought back finished products and selling their finished products for their benefit. This is what happened. No major industries were started. That was the condition in 1947. Nearly 90% of Indians were illiterate at the time because 1947 period and all, only 10% of the people were actually literate. 90% of people were illiterate. That was the condition. But if you go to our ancient literature, I mean the Vedic period, women were highly educated, and women used to perform pujas also. Women used to perform even Bali functions also. They used to take part. And even in you go to Tamil Nadu, Tamil literature, there are so many. Women poets are there. They wrote extensively about contributed extensively in the Tamil literature because that much. Women played a role in ancient period in India. But later on, their role were reduced in the education field, employment field, and almost. By the time 1947 and all, their role was very negligible. Educationally they are backward. Employment, no opportunities. So they had all the economic problems, the social problems in India. That was the condition. Then poverty was quite common in 1947 and all. Nearly 52% of Indians were living below the poverty line. Nearly 52%. Half of India is living at that time. India had only a 340 million population, but among the 340 million population, 50% of the people have been living below the poverty line, not even having single time food. That was the condition. And infant mortality is very high. Maternal mortality was very high, and so this was the condition when that of 1947. But if you go to India's ancient system, even not to, I'm not telling about even Arthasastra or even Kaudilya period, Chandragupta Maurya period, even ancient period mean when India was ancient, no, don't know. For example, you take the idea of Dasa Avadara, among the Dasa Avadaras, one Avadar is, Varaha Avadar. The basic purpose of Varaha Avadar was that, Hiranyakashipu, he took the world, earth, and kept it in the ocean. And Lord Narayanan took Avadar to save the world, and he took the Avadar of Varaha Avadar. That's why we used to call Varaha Avadar. And he went inside the ocean and brought back the earth. And here, what I want to share is that when Dasavadar was discussing about this Varaha Avadar, and it is describing that the shape of the earth is round, very small, like a ball. A ball like product is earth, and the Hiranyakashipu, Asura king, he took it and kept it in the ocean. And but Lord Narayanan took Varaha Avadar and brought back the ball. This, you would have seen in literature. But the question here is that if you ask our students what we are teaching in the schools, colleges, if you ask our students who are studying in English medium schools, who when and what is the shape of the earth, and and what the shape, what the shape of the planets, something like that. And we all teaching the English method. What is English method? The what the English people are telling, and that's what we are teaching the students. I mean, the up to the 14th 15th century, the European people, I mean the so-called, knowledgeable people in north of India's globe area, they had no idea about the shape of the earth. Even after Magellan, he went around the world around the 15th century. I mean, in the beginning of 16th century only, he went around the world. And after he came back only, the Western people realized that this earth is round in shape. If you travel from one point to another point, eastward or westward, you can come back to the original position. This is what they understood from 14th, 15th century only, these Europeans. But you just see when Dasa Avatar took place in India, I'm telling that when it took place, if you ask Sanskrit scholars, they will tell that Krida, Yuga, and Treda Yuga, and Dwaraga and Yuga, and then Kali Yuga. These are, many Yugas are there. Actually, they are telling that this happened in the Satya Yuga. I mean, the beginning. That is 4,800 years before uh, the second era, and that is 3,600 years. The third era, that is 2,400 years. So if you calculate 2,400 years, 3,800, 600 years, and 4,800 years, you just see that when the Dasa Avatar took place, we don't know, but we had the knowledge. What is the knowledge? The earth is round in shape. It is like a ball, and that knowledge we had, but we never teach this to our students, because we consider it is a Hindu, ideology. But Hindu ideology has complete knowledge about the earth, and otherwise, how Asura king can took the a small ball like product inside the ocean. This is the one idea Indian knowledge system. This is not 3,000 years, 4,000 years. When the incident took place, when it happened, even the nobody knows. If you talk with the our religious leaders, they cannot tell the period when the avatar took place. That means it is not 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 years back, even before that one. And another thing, another incident I can tell you, uh, how the shape of the world is round in shape. I mean, you may be knowing very well. Uh, Shiva, Parvati, they are generally the Hindu believes that Shiva and Parvati living in Mount Himalayas. They have two children, Ganesh and Murugan. Murugan means Subramaniam. Karthik. And once long back, the Rishi Narada, he brought a mango fruit to Himalayas. Rishi Narada brought a mango fruit to Himalayas and donated this fruit to Shiva and Parvati. And but Shiva and Parvati, they are, elder people, and so they have small children. Ganesh and Karthik. So Parvati wanted to give this mango fruit to, both Ganapati and Karthik. But the Rishi, Narada told this should not be, cut into pieces and distributed among the children. So it can be given only one person. Only one boy can eat it. Not both cannot be shared with the others. And so the both Shiva and Parvati confused. How they have two lovely children, how they can give only one fruit to a small one child and another can be denied. So they have arranged a small competition. The people in the Himalayas arranged a small competition. And what is the competition? Whoever go around the world and come back first. There is a competition for these two children, Ganesh and Karthik. What is the competition? Both should go around the earth, around the world, and come back first. Whoever come first will receive the mango fruit. This is the competition. So just imagine whoever competition for, to go around the world. That means in the people who wrote, Shiva Puranam, they know very well that the shape of the earth is round. So if these two boys go around the world, they can come back, come to Himalayas. That, that idea they had. So Karthik accepted the concept, the idea of go around the world. So he went by peacock. He started traveling by peacock, go around the world to get the fruit. But the Ganesh, is a little bit, fat in size. But his Vahana, that mouse, cannot fly. So he could not travel. So, but he could not travel. So but he was wise enough. He was knowledge enough. What knowledge he used? He asked all the people in the Himalayas. See, Earth is common. The world is equal to parents. Mada, Pida are equal to the earth. That means if you go around the earth, okay, it's well and good. But if you go around the parents also, that also equal to go around the world. That means earth is like parents. Parents like earth. So if one goes around the earth, it is equal to go around the parents. So the people in the Himalayas convinced. So they agreed. Parents are equal to the earth. Lok. So Vinayan went around Shiva and Parvati and received the mango fruit. But Murugan went around the earth. And so initially, Ganesh got the mango fruit, but later on Murugan came, Subramaniam came, or Karthik came, or after go around the world, come back to Himalaya and saw that Vinayak received the mango fruit. So he got angry with parents, and this is the reason he went to South India. South India means Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is a land of Murugan because he fought with the parents because he was denied the mango fruit. But the question is, though it is about the issues in the Shiva's family, but they had the knowledge. What is the knowledge? Indians had the knowledge. What is the knowledge? The earth is round in shape. If you go from one place to another place, you can come back. So this knowledge, the Europeans got only later period. After discovery of, America only, they started exploring more ocean areas. So finally, Macallan went around and came back. But this knowledge India had, our ancestors, our people had the knowledge of the size of the earth, which is ball like product. If you go start from one place to, if you start from here, go eastward or westward, we can come back. That is the size of the earth is round and it's like a ball like product. So we need not, tell so many things about our, knowledge system, whatever knowledge system we had about India. This one example is sufficient for the entire world. Shape of the earth. This is the, this is our knowledge. I mean, our ancestors had that knowledge. This earth is like that, the sun is like that, and we have all the planets and how the planets are working. So that is why Aryabhatta and other people are. They made use of this knowledge. Derived from our Puranas, our Idihasas, and so we cannot. We generally people used to say that these are all stories. And stories means Dasavadara it is a description about Mahavishnu. It's not like that. If you read Mahavishnu, Mahavishnu, avatars of 10 avatars, they all talking about India's ancient history. India's ancient history. That we should not forget that one. And this type of knowledge system we got. Even I'm telling that before. This may be. That's why I'm telling. When it happened, nobody knows. But this knowledge system we had, we people had long back. And regarding economics, I can tell. Say one more thing I can share with you. even Ramayan. Ramayan, I mean, it is a story about Ayodhya, Raman, a story about Ayodhya. But Valmiki, he was living North India only. He was living North India, but he had complete knowledge about, I mean, entire South India and even Sri Lanka also. See, a person, he was living in northern part of India those days. I mean, when Ramayana took place, when he started writing Ramayana, but he's describing all the rivers in South India. He's describing the how, I mean, Raman crossed the, I mean the ocean from India to Sri Lanka, uh, because he constructed a bridge there, and then where Sidawat was kept, that is Asokavan. Because Asokavan is the tree, the forest full of Asoka trees. So all these geographical locations are described by, I mean, Valmiki. How it is possible? I mean, now, even now, how many days for us? We are going by flight, we are going by ship, we are exploring. So, I mean, we are traveling by many things, so we know about, I mean, the type of geography in India. But those days, they were not traveling by, I mean, this type of ultra modern transport facilities. But still, I mean, Valmiki had all the entire knowledge regarding Indian geography, not only India, I mean, even Sri Lanka. So from this, what you can understand that we had the knowledge. I mean, there were teachers, there were excellent gurus were there in India. They gained knowledge from entire India, neighboring countries also. So they started teaching our children in ancient period. So they learned every location they learned. So this type of knowledge, I mean, only available only in our ancient literature. And one more point, just I want to share with you. I mean, there's a dispute regarding whether one queen from India, one princess, not queen, one princess from India, she got married with Korean prince. I mean, now Korea, there's a dynasty, Kong dynasty, something like that. You would have heard this dynasty, the king from that, the prince from that dynasty married one Indian prince, a Indian princess, not now, long back. Yes, the South Korean people had no idea about the paddy, the cultivation of paddy. But the princess from India, when she married a prince in South Korea, she took, I mean, she took a lot of quantities of paddy from India and started, I mean, cultivating paddy in Korean land. Even now, the Korean, the history, they're telling that their ancient king married a princess from India. But that's a dispute because the queen is claiming that she came from I kingdom. I kingdom means in Tamil Nadu also there is a I kingdom, and Ayodhya also, I mean, they're claiming that Ayodhya people also, they're claiming that the princess from Ayodhya. So, in fact, recently South Korea constructed a memorial for this princess in Ayodhya. I mean, claiming that she's from Ayodhya kingdom because she's from I kingdom. So they thought that it is Ayodhya. In South India, Tamil Nadu also, they are claiming that the princess from another I kingdom in Tamil Nadu. So the princess from Tamil Nadu also. So these two claims are there, but uh, whatever it may be, the credit is that we had the knowledge. The Indians had the knowledge of the land geography. I mean, sees that those days, how many, after so how many lands crossing, the princess traveled to marry a Korean king. It just, we had the knowledge. That is why we had knowledge regarding planets, mathematics, geography, everything. But after British came to India, we simply ignored our knowledge system and started teaching. Whatever the Western people, brought in their textbooks. Uh, thinking that they are more knowledgeable, they are more, they have more scientific knowledge, and ignoring our ancient traditional system and thinking that all our earlier, all our ancient traditional systems were, Puranas. I mean, without, proof. That's what we are telling. That's what the Europeans also telling that no proof. If you read Ramayana, if you read Mahabharata, they used to tell these are religious texts. That's what they used to tell. It's not like that. These are all. If you go deep into our, our Puranas, they are in fact history books. They are not simply telling. They may tell some extra. Ideas, views, something like that. But basically, they described about what about lifestyle we had. I mean. Uh, some 10,000 years back, what type of social system we had. What type of, cultivation we had, what type of people, how people lived together. Simple example in Ramayan, when Raman went to forest, he saw a wealthy Guhan, a tribal leader. He saw, Raman went to forest with his wife and Lakshman. He saw a wealthy Guhan, a tribal king, and he's even in Kambaramayana in Tamil, Ramayana is describing Guhan as a handsome, forest, leader, and he received Raman and Sita and offering whatever wealth available in the forest area, fruits, vegetables, even valuable items to Rama and Sita, and both, Raman is telling his wife that he is my fifth brother. Yes, Raman already four brothers, they are brothers, and Raman telling his wife and Lakshman, he is my fifth brother. He just to see that how what type of, relationship he maintained. I'm telling the Ramayana period. Now we are telling that he is a tribal. We are telling that he is a ST community. But Raman not telling that he is a ST community, but Raman was telling he is my fifth brother. He's not telling that he is a forest man. He is my fifth brother. Same word Raman is using in the case of, uh, Sugrivan also, because Sugrivan is a monkey king of monkey kingdom, but after killing Vali, Raman is telling he wanted to make Sugrivan as the king of that kingdom, and he's telling that he is my sixth brother. Guhan was my fifth brother, Sugrivan was my sixth brother, and later on, at the end of, war, when Raman had a war with, Ravan, after killing Ravan, he wanted to make Vibhishanan as the king of Sri Lanka, and Raman telling that he is my seventh brother. Vibhishanan is my seventh brother. He made him as the king of Sri Lanka. Those days I'm telling that. So, and this is the culture of our tradition. That is, uh, he is from forest kingdom, but he is also my brother. Raman practiced, in fact, now we are talking about inclusive growth and brotherhood policies. Many things we are talking, but these policies were, originally practiced, adopted, practiced by Raman, Sri Raman. Why Sri Raman is very great? Why Raman, Ayodhya kingdom is, Ramarajyam is great because of his behavior. He was a king. Though he was avatar of Mahavishnu, but he is the king of that Ayodhya kingdom. But what type of policies he adopted among the different people, among the forest person, he is considering the forest person as his brother. He is considering the monkey king as his brother. He is considering even the enemies, a person from his enemy's kingdom, Sri Lanka, Ravan's brother as his brother. Yes, this attitude, we could see only in Raman, not others. Even we also have a lot of enmities. Whenever somebody is fighting, somebody telling that we always telling is from this community, he's from that community, he's from this village, he's from. He never says that he's my brother, he's my. We always identifying people. He's from forward, he's from backward, he's from SC, he's from ST, something like that. We never say he's my brother. Vivekananda clearly pointed out, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. He told, global level, he told in Chicago conference, he made the statement, all people are sitting there, all are my brothers and sisters. But originally, this idea, came from Raman only. He from Ramayana only he took the word, because Raman only practiced. All are my brothers, all are my sisters, except so this attitude, this is our culture. This is the system, knowledge system we had in Ramayana period, and no, there's no question of discriminating anybody else. There is no question of discriminating anybody else. So this is what Raman practiced, but now we are not practicing that one. But now what we are telling, we are using the term inclusive growth. Whatever wealth we are having, we have to share with others. This way. Another thing, a kingdom, India, only in India, Indian social, Indian political system, we had the system of, what one can say that dharma. Dharma in the sense that, suppose Mahabharata is telling the same thing. There is a rule and regulation even when you fight with enemies. There's no, say, you can fight with any person, any kingdom, any king within India, but there's a regulation. What is the regulation? Ethics. Even when you fight with your enemy, there's a system. What is a system? You should not fight with a person who is not having any, arms and ammunition in his hands. Suppose the opponent person is not having nothing in his hands to fight with me, I should not fight. Because you just imagine now, is it the condition at present? We are always waiting for, our enemy. We are always waiting for a chance to kill our enemy or eliminate our enemy at any cost. This common mindset, common, our thinking. What is the common thinking? He is my friend, he is my enemy. We always keep enmity and always wanted to eliminate him at any cost. Any cost in the sense that, suppose, this is maybe psychologically or even physically or even mentally. So many forms we take to eliminate our enemy. In common, as a common person. But you see that Mahabharata, how they're fighting after sunset, they will not fight. It's a rule. After, if the enemy is not having any arms and ammunition in his hands, we should not fight. This type of, it is unwritten rules and regulations. Unwritten rules and regulations, and only Indians had that knowledge system. That is why, we should not treat anybody else. Within our social system, a rich person should not think that the weaker one. The uh, the the boy or girl from poor families and not economically rich. We should not consider him as a weak and we should not suppress them. So this is what Mahabharata taught us. We should we should be equal position. Equal position, and everything based on rules, regulations, ethic, everything moral rules, regulations. And but later on, what happened? Another example I can tell you, when Sri Raman decided to go to forest, he kept his. He decided to hand over everything to. As per the decision, as per the willingness of Dasaratha, he wanted to go to the forest and hand over the charge to his brother. Bharadan. He just see that what Bharadan thought that this chair this chair is, not for you. See, in a kingdom, we always wait for the chance. No, suppose yeah, among the ministers nowadays, what is the condition? If somebody is not being a minister, I want to be the minister. Everybody is fighting for getting the minister position. Everybody is fighting for getting MLA's, position, MB position. This is the common tendency we could see nowadays. But in Ramayana, there's a vacancy, there's a seat. I mean, Sri Raman decided to, go to forest, but it was supposed to go to, Bharathan. But Bharathan is telling, this chair is not meant for me. This chair is not meant for me. It is somebody else. This chair is somebody else. Who is somebody else? It is Raman. This chair is meant for Raman. So I'm not eligible, but I don't want to be in that chair. Just imagine if a vice chancellor position is coming, two people are fighting. If somebody else is not, I don't want to be the vice chancellor. Immediately, what will happen? Many there are many people. They will go and occupy the position at any cost. But here, you just see that a position for ruling the country came to Bharathan, and he decided it's not my, turn. It's not my turn. I am not suited for this position. It is somebody else. So he decided not to occupy that position. Not to occupy that position. It is Raman. It is Sri Raman's, chair. He is supposed to be in that chair, not me. He is the eldest person. That this revelation also we have. Only the eldest person should be the, should be the king. Eldest person should be the king, unless he is physically handicapped. Like in Mahabharata, we would say that. Uh, so if he is physically fit, he is supposed to be the king of this land. So I don't want to, be the king of that one. So what later Brother did, he kept Sri Raman's two chapels in the chair. Have you heard any kingdom in the world? Just to see that we used to read history of many countries, ancient history of China, Sumeria, even many of the world histories we used to read. Have we ever heard about a kingdom which was ruled by two chapels in the world? Only in India we could see that. Why I am telling that? Indians had the ethics, moral, responsibility. That is, we should not be greedy. Indians never be greedy in our ancient period, except even Ravanan also. Sri Lanka's Ravanan also not a greedy person, but later on he was forced to entered into Raman issue because of Ravan's sister. But what I want to tell that not only Sri Raman, not only Bharathan, the people also lived like that. The people in ancient period, the people also lived. With brotherhood policies, with with sharing the wealth, with sharing the social system, uh, everything. The so-called the discrimination, the type of accumulation of wealth by few hands, these are all came after, after British started coming to India, or one can say that after Mughals came to, after Islamic rulers started coming to India from 12th century onwards. Because before that, uh, Indians lived, peacefully and ethically, morally, and this what that's what I want to tell, that this is the knowledge unwritten. Yeah, the first one should be the king, the second one should not be the king, because nowhere it is written in our ancient history. But we practiced. One more thing I can tell you, that even still now it is in practice. If you go to rural areas, when they are dividing the land among the children, when they are dividing the land of properties among the children, the first boy in the family will get the land from west, then second boy next to that one, third boy next. So always they start from west, or they start from south. The first boy will get the first south land, second south land, then third land. This type of practice, this is practiced by common people. I'm not telling of the rulers. Even common people also had the system. And people may question. Only after Mughals started coming to India from 11th century onwards, uh, this problem came. What is the problem? I mean, the one who capable of, killing brothers can come to the power. It is not our ancient traditional system. As per the ancient traditional system, the eldest person will become the king. Others should, assist the, king. All other brothers should assist the, king by working in the army or working in different regions as as a regional, leaders. That's all. But once, Islamic rulers coming to started to India, in sultans, Gori, Ghazni, then sultans, then Mughals, then the system, collapsed. What is the system? They brought a new system. What is the system? The capable one can become the king. Capable one means that those who, if you want to become the king, you kill your brothers. If you want to become the king, you kill all your brothers sisters, so then you can be the king. So this is led from century onwards. But what was our culture, our tradition is entirely different. Everything, the rule is based on the ruler should have a lot of ethics principles, and the common people also had a lot of ethics and principles, and the people lived like that, the king also ruled like that. This is knowledge system we had. Regarding the ancient period, when you come to period, Chandragupta Maurya period, Chandragupta Maurya was assisted by Chanakya to become the king. But and Chanakya also, he taught a lot of, he gave a lot of, ideas regarding how what is the how one king has to rule. Yes, his idea is more or less based on the Ramayana Mahabharata only, but he brought it very simple terms. Yes, when his period, I mean, is same. Now we are talking about inclusive policies. Now we are talking about a new modern tax system. And simple example, I can tell you that, regarding tax system, what Chanakya is telling that one king should not impose a harsh taxes on the people. Now recently the central government reduced the GST tax system to 5% and 18%. The slab been reduced to only two slab system, 5% and 18%. Earlier we had four slab system, but even this is simplified. Simplified, the people should not feel, they're paying tax. Even those days, even Chanakya was telling the tax, how much tax a king can impose on the people, traders or even farmers or anything. Those period, and it is like, how a butterfly is, I mean, uh, I mean, standing in a flower and sucking the honey without affecting the flower, without, with the flower should not feel that somebody is taking its honey or somebody is standing on its, it is on the flower. That means it should be so simple, so lightweight. Very small. Every king has to impose a tax, but the people should not feel. The people should not feel that. They should not feel that somebody is taking their wealth, somebody is, sucking their blood, or it is so harsh for the people. So that type of feeling should not be there. That is why now we have the minimum slab 5%. Out of 100 rupees, 100, rupees, 5% GST means very minimal. People will not feel like that one. So that's what Chanakya was telling. The tax system it should be imposed in such a way that the people should not feel that they're paying tax. It is like, how the butterfly is sucking the honey from the flower, and the flower is not affected, and the flower should not feel that somebody is sucking its honey. So this is the simple example of, Chanakya. If you see that, many of the economic reforms brought by Adam Smith only 1776, during the Industrial Revolution period only. Adam Smith brought a lot of changes. uh, give importance to exports, give importance to more production. Something like that he was talking through his, theories. But but you see that the third century BC itself, Chanakya was talking about, this type of tax system he was talking, how 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 a king can rule a country. Uh, without affecting, how type of, how to maintain with a neighbor, what type of relationship one has to maintain with neighboring countries. Now you may be knowing very well that Modi is visiting many countries. Maybe friendly. Visiting maybe there, or even free trade agreements are signed, even collaborative attitude also signed, or investment, inviting foreign direct investment from MNCs, even foreign governments to come to India and invest. So there are different type of agreements are signed by the present government. Those days also, Chanakya was talking how a king can maintain a friendly relationship with the neighboring countries. Yes, clearly written in Arthasastra. Uh, how much income one country can receive, how king can spend the money to the for welfare of the people. Welfare of the people. Now we are telling inclusive growth. Those days, he used the term welfare. Welfare in the sense that nobody should be hungry in his kingdom. Nobody, in the sense that it is the duty of the king to take care of each and every citizen in the land. It's not like that the city people should enjoy more and the rural people, enjoy less. It's not like that. Chanakya was telling that now even Abdul Kalam was generally used to tell that provide urban amenities to the village areas. That means there is a scheme. Abdul Kalam frequently, when he was there, he used to frequently discuss about the issue. Pura, there's a program providing urban amenities to the rural areas. But if you go to Arthasastra, he was talking, Chanakya was talking that whatever facilities, the people who are enjoying in urban areas, the same thing should be there in the rural areas. Same thing should be, created, should be provided to the rural areas. This, this is what now we are talking about. The form of inclusive growth or something like that. But even Chanakya was talking about in Arthasastra, he was talking about this type of relationship, and how king can, maintain the economic welfare of the, people. He was not telling about poor people. That's why I'm telling that those days during the Chandragupta Maurya period, poverty was not there. Poverty was not there. But what Chanakya was telling that everybody's the wealth distribution, the welfare distribution should be ensured to each and every section of the society. He was not talking. Chanakya is not talking about the caste system at that time, because he was talking about the class system. And but take out each classes, people from each classes, maybe working class or maybe farmers class, even maybe artisan groups in the urban areas or rural areas, even maybe people involved in the military activities, people who are involved in the security activities of the kingdom. So there are classes, and it is the duty of the king to take care of each and every section of the people, and he maintain it. Otherwise, the kingdom will fall down. Because he was telling that it is the duty of the king to take care of each and every section of the society. This idea he got it from Ramayana only. Only Ramayana, had the knowledge. Nobody should be discriminated in his kingdom. Everybody should be happy with all the welfare activities or social activities or economic activities. This is the system of Ramayana. Same idea, Arthasastra took from Ramayana, and he described it in a simple way. And this is, why I'm telling that. This is what Arthasastra is telling, and even the present. I'm saying the government, not only present government, in future government also has to look. Very deep into these areas. Even Arthasastra, even the administration of, Mahabharata, the Mahabharata, the urban administration, and the Sri Raman's administrative issues. Those things, we have to look into that one because, a scientific way of, knowledge, scientifically they did it, administration work they did it. In addition to social, the personal problems of Sri Raman, and but the efficient way how he handled the economy, without any problems. He was involved in war. He was in the forest. But what about the administration in Ayodhya? It went very well. It went very well. That is the condition. We had long back. So this type of knowledge. We had. Later on, I am telling that now. If you talk with the historians, they will tell that you see Harappan, Mohenjo-daro cities, the ancient cities of India. What upon see that the drainage system, late, these are all, late, maybe later additions. Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and all, it revealed the how much, knowledge we had regarding the burned bricks, the importance of burned bricks. This is available, very much available in Nalanda also. In Nalanda University, uh, we had the International University in Nalanda, and they too have the knowledge of burned, using burned bricks for constructing buildings, and drainage system. Covering the drainage with, that system also. We had. How to cover the drainage. Not open drainage system, covering the drainage, and so all these, with all urban facilities, not simply. It is not rural. See, drainage system, bathroom system. Toilet system. They created not now, long back. So that knowledge, we had. Even in Tamil Nadu also, there is a place called, Keeladi. Recently, they discovered iron products, and even the same system of a drainage system, well irrigation system. All these things were there. Even 6,000 years back. I'm telling that they are telling, the historians are telling it is about the carbon dating revealed that it is 6,000 years back. But still, what I'm telling that we had the knowledge. We had the knowledge over all these things. Now, let us come to the another part. These are our knowledge. We had, years back. I will not tell about when it happened, but Chandragupta Maurya, Chanakya, we are telling yes, it happened in Chandragupta Maurya period. That's why we are telling the period. Other than that, we cannot say because it happened more years, many yugas back. But all this knowledge, the Europeans, gained only after discovery of America, or after they started exploring, extending their trade activities with, after 15th century, when they started migrating to America, migrating to South Africa, migrating to Indonesia, or migrating to Australia, migrating to New Zealand. Then, they they invented a lot of new things. They discovered many new areas. They got knowledge, everything only after that. But when we compared with our knowledge system, the Europeans are, got all the information so only later period. And but what we are teaching in our children, our textbook is that since we are teaching English medium textbooks, what they are telling, we are understanding, we are accepting. Macallan is the one went around the world. Who is the first person went around the world? We are telling Macallan name only, not the Karthik name. Not Shiva's son Karthik, he went around the world. We never tell. But what we are telling, Macallan name. Because we are teaching our children, English, through English medium, we are teaching what is the, what the English textbooks are teaching the English people. And but now we have to re-look into our ancient system for the future. We should feel proud of our ancient system. We had the knowledge of everything. Not only I'm telling about very small things. Mathematics, we had our knowledge is excellent. Mathematics, astrology, astronomy, and astrology. I can tell that. I mean, in Mahabharata, I mean, when the war started, I mean, very clearly. I mean, Nagulan and they are explaining everything. And so now let us keep this point one side. Now let us come to the latest developments. I mean, that is the Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat is it is a scheme of the present government and to make India as an advanced country. I mean, make India as an advanced country. Advanced country in the sense that it is not only advanced, advanced country. We have different definition is there. Advanced country in the sense that one is our GDP crosses 13,000 US dollars economy. I mean, per capita GDP. For example, China became advanced country in 2017. 2017, China became advanced country. How World Bank declared China as an advanced country? Because China's GDP crossed, China's per capita GDP crossed 13,000 US dollars. So when China, Chinese per capita GDP crossed 13,000 US dollars, then World Bank and IMF they consider that this 13,000 GDP is a criteria, minimum criteria for GDP is very high.